So I want to do a video on observations, minimum observations at junctions, and lack of observations at junctions is the #1 reason for failing a test. So what I'm about to say now is as relevant on day one of learning to drive as it will be when you eventually stop driving, because this is all about safety. Emerging from junctions, all about safety, whether it's safe for you to actually emerge or not. So one thing to say is that I'm actually parked up on the verge on the left of this road here. I've picked this junction in particular because I'm not expecting any traffic at all from behind me. Just give me an opportunity to safely, I'm not even in the driver's seat here, just to safely go over what these minimum observations are. So regardless of whether we're emerging right or left on this junction, it doesn't matter. This isn't about position, it's not about signals. This is all about what these observations are required. So let's go through it. We go right, centre, left, centre, right. If we were emerging right, it would be that mirror and then that new road. If we were emerging left, it would be this mirror and then that new road. Why do we do that? That means you've looked twice to the right there. Think once, think twice, think bike, as that advert says. And it's going to be vehicles that are coming from the right, from your right, that if you were to emerge and it was unsafe, they would be the ones that would be impact on your driver's side, wouldn't they? So that's why we're looking twice to the right. Also, by looking twice, we're giving ourselves the opportunity to assess. We're kind of like taking a snapshot to the right, and so that we can assess to see what the speed and the distance of the vehicles coming from the right is. And that is quite a key skill, because you need to develop that skill to judge whether it is actually safe to emerge or not. So the centre bit, when I was talking about right, centre, left, centre, right, the centre bit is all about good habit forming, basically. I'm not expecting kids to come out from that barrier there. However, look, there is a junction over there, but look, there's no kids going to be popping over there. But imagine it's a residential area and there's houses opposite, which is very often happens on T-junctions. And yeah, with houses come drives and kids pop out of gates and posties come out of the drive, you know, and so it's a very, very good habit to get into. Just so happens that when you then come on to do crossroad, bang, you've already got that observation in there. So you don't have to learn to do something different. The new road check, we go right, centre, right, side mirror, left for the cyclists and motorbikes that might come up the near side, which is possible, isn't it? We could be at a junction sat there for, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute. So it could happen that you might have a cyclist come up your near side. You won't hear cyclists, remember. And then the right one, yeah, you could have a motorbike coming up the offside. Possibly a cyclist. Could happen, couldn't it? So that's why we do those side mirrors. The new road business is all about making sure that it is safe for you to go. It's the last place to look. And I can't really emphasise that enough, really. Before you start steering into the new road, before you start even moving into the new road, you must look into the new road where you intend to drive to make sure it's safe to go. One other thing to say about these junctions is that it's a little bit like, you know, when we're driving around and we're assessing what is the gear for the speed we are at. It is the speed that dictates what gear you do. And the same thing when we're approaching these junctions. It is the vision that dictates the speed at which we approach it. Because look, they are give-way lines. They're not it's not a stop line, is it? It's not a solid one. So the law is not requiring you to stop at all of these. However, you must give yourself enough time to do the minimum observations on every single junction. That's a key thing to remember. You must give yourself time to do the minimum observations on every junction. And the way you give yourself that time is to assess what vision you've got on the approach. If you've got trash vision, which, let's face it, over here is not exactly brilliant, there's a hedge there, look. Contrast that vision there to that vision there. So if you've got either side is trash vision, then that basically is going to dictate the speed at which you are going to do the emerge, because you're going to need more time to do those minimum observations. So I hope that's useful to you. It is the minimum observations that are required on junctions. Incredibly important skill to develop, because this is all about safety, making sure it's safe to go before you emerge. Any questions, just ping them up.